Hey y'all, Morgan here. Just wanted to talk briefly about something that you never want to do. This is okay, using a felling wedge or splitting wedge. It is never okay to take your axe and use it as a felling wedge or splitting wedge. Ask me how I know. But first off, let's get into the reason why. This handle obviously is all splintered and beat up, but that is not the issue. The beard here chipped off, that is not the issue. This extremely deformed and mushroomed pole is an indicator of the issue, and it's the same issue that this axe has. Again, it's not that splintered, stricken handle. This one, the pole, really does not give the indicator of what the issue is. But if you can see, this eye has been blown apart, cracked at the cheek, and actually popped a chunk out. And it's the same issue. That's a Collins, what is it, Collins Commander or Collins Defender? I can't remember what those are called. Anyways, sidetrack here. Same issue that this once very valuable Connecticut pattern. What was this? A Kelly, I believe it was a Kelly from Charleston, West Virginia, if I remember right. At one point, a very valuable axe, boy's axe. Now, absolutely worthless junk. Another sidetrack here. Funny thing is, it'll still split. You would never want to swing something like this overhead. So that really is just because somebody used it as a wedge. Now in my case, my Collins here, I was gutted when this happened. The backstory. I had picked this thing up probably a dozen years ago and used it on a daily basis. I believe this was the axe that started my love for Collins axes. Still love them. And I was absolutely gutted when I did this. I was helping a friend fell a tree, a rather large maple. And normally I would carry around a tote when I was doing tree work like that. Carry around a tote that had some nice hardwood wedges, about yay long, rather thick, for pounding. You know, something like this, but made out of wood, a little bit more stout than that. And that's what I would use. I would use this Collins to drive those wooden wedges in. Not a problem. We reached the extent of what my wooden wedges would do, and I think he had a few of those orange plastic wedges. Again, that would have been fine. When we reached the limits of what we could do and we still weren't able to get that tree going in the right direction, I went and grabbed these splitting wedges and thought that I wasn't imparting enough force to do something like this. But that last blow that got it going in the right direction, I looked down and saw that eye, or the cheek right there, just popped right off, and I can't even tell you the feeling I had inside when I saw that. Not good. So, at any rate, I do plan at some point take the handle out and grind in there a little bit to give myself some clean purchase for welding this back together. I'm going to do the same thing with this once amazing axe, this Kelly. And I'm gonna clean it up. I'm gonna do an experiment welding both of these back together and put new handles on both. Put the heads on new handles, and I will just keep these. I would never weld on something and then pass it on to somebody else. But as an experiment, I want to see how well they would perform after doing that repair work. And maybe in the future, that is something that I would feel comfortable passing on to another user. We shall see. Before I go, this is the axe that I had shown in a short video the other day. I had picked it up just because I fell in love with that handle. Now, the handle does have quite a crook to it, but, you know, of course, I just ruined my splitter, my one piece I had for splitting. Just wanted to show, yes, Stafford, it will cut. And no, Asia didn't have to show me how to do that. But that blunt edge, I've never done anything to it. Yes, it will split. It's lean enough. It's not sharpened, but you could take this out into the woods. The handle's a bit loose, so you don't want to take this specific axe out, but something that had that blunt of an edge, but very lean profile. You could take it in, go out into the woods, and get some chopping done into a tree. It would take a little bit longer. That brings up another point. How sharp does your axe have to be to perform? Now, I do have this. You saw the blunt one performed enough. But I have this Collins that I had polished up the other day, and I took a strop to the edge with a compound. Whoops. Okay, no problem with cardboard. Whoops. Slicing through the paper. And let's see what we got here. Just some kindling. Just gentle, ever so gentle. It's just, really, it's nothing to do with any of this stuff. And that is some gleaming. Oh, that polished edge. As it's slicing through, it is just a gleaming cut. You wouldn't be able to see it from there on camera, but pretty amazing. Let's see here. That was not a good cut. Let's see. But, I mean, it does show what I wanted to show. The gleaming cut. Let me see if I can get this on camera. Will it pick that up? Oh, do you see that? Just amazing polish. Ooh! Watch out for the vise. Get you every time. It's amazing how that polished edge imparts that, like, that, it feels amazing. Wowza. So, I mean, that, yeah, it definitely makes a big difference having that polished bit. No, this one was just a filed edge. This is a Kelly Perfect. Filed edge, and I did take the strop to it, but I didn't stone it. Haven't done anything other than that. Let me see. What can I show? A nice little... Ah, beautiful. Same shimmery cut right down through. Let me see if I can get this to stick in at a good angle. Kind of up there. There we go. That might suffice. Now, if I can find kind of the right angle here. I'm going to lose my cuts, my curls. If you were in a camp setting, you want to do some feather sticking. Oh, I'm losing some of the curls, but oh my goodness, it's just amazing. And let me see, where'd that paper go? Well, got the cardboard. Yeah, like nothing. Let me see if I can find that paper. If I was to freshly strop this edge, it slices, it cuts the paper, but it's not quite as nice as the Collins was. Yeah, if it was a straight piece of paper. It does slice amazingly well, but no, you do not need it to be gleaming, polished sharp or stropped sharp. Just a filed edge would be sufficient to go out and put in the work, and especially considering the fact that as soon as you start chopping into the wood, you know, you're marring that beautiful polished finish. This axe, give this just a filed bevel. You know, 5-10 minutes with a file. This thing will be perfectly good to perform alongside those. Negligible difference that you'll be observing out in the woods. We may have to do just that. Kind of want to put a new handle on it if I was to impress this into service, because with that crook in the handle, even though this feels amazing, it will split. It's going to have a slight bias to one side. I don't know. I may leave it as it is and just tighten this up and try to use it that way. Other than that, I guess that's all I wanted to talk to you all about today. I mean, once we have some projects underway, I'll come back to show a little bit more about these axes here. I do want to take the Collins. It's a Collins bonded. That's got a brand new handle, probably a 3-pound head. The head was immaculate. It was in beautiful condition, and I just put a new edge on it. So I've got the Collins bonded, and then I have, what is it? A Kelly Perfect is the other one. Ratty handle. I can't stand the handle, but it'll make an awesome chopper, splitter. So I'm going to take both of those out into the woods and do a few tests, limbing some fresh storm damaged trees. I'm not going to try felling anything, but maybe we'll do a few chops, pop some big wedges out, and then see how they handle splitting tasks. So I'll do a video, probably a combined video with those two axes to test those, and if they perform as I suspect they will, I'll put both of those up for sale. Other than that, probably just a couple of vintage axes that I'll put out as they are, and then try to do a couple restoration videos coming up soon. Thanks for watching.